reman. So anyway, first thing we're going to do is get all our sizes, and we'll get with you on that, what it is and all that. And yeah, this should probably count for Honda Passports, probably Rodeos, probably Troopers, probably quite a few different vehicles around that same year range, right around 92. So that would stretch, to 94, maybe lower to 89, up in that ballpark area. So, but the biggest thing you would probably want to do is take this part number, if you have a steering box concern. Take that part number and cross-reference to see if it fits your vehicle. If it does, this video is probably for you if you're going to change it. But anyway, yeah, the seal busted in this one, in this steering box. And we could have put new seals in it. We could have paid $50 and had some seals shipped here and tried to repair the seals that were in this steering box. But that's a hit and miss situation. And we have other parts in there that could be bad, worn out. There was some play in the steering. So we got those issues. So we said, okay, now it's time for a steering box. So, all right. And we'll come back and get to it. All right, as you can see, that's our steering box up there, right there. That's a pitman arm we're looking at right now. That's that little S-shaped arm right there for you idiots out there that doesn't know. Up right there is your steering box. Right there, it's bolted to the inside of this frame. That means on the other side of the frame, on the driver's side of the vehicle, there are 4 bolts that you remove to remove this fucking thing. On this side right here, this is called where the pitman arm attaches. Yeah, right here. Right here is your drag link, right? So your drag link makes the entire run of the vehicle, connects to both ends of the wheels, okay? So right here you need to remove your drag link from the pitman arm, right? And so leave the pitman arm attached to the steering box. And so we're going to use a puller, which is primitive looking like this. This is what we use to pull from your local auto parts store, wherever you want to buy it. It's pretty cheap. I think I bought that for $13 a long time ago. I'm sure it's a lot more now, but I think that's OEM brand product or something. I forgot the name of it, OEM or something. And it's an AutoZone special. Anyway, we're gonna hook the fork right here and pull that shit off. Not to damage this rubber, because this is all needs to be reattached and reused later. Okay. All right, so let's get started with that. This is not my video. This is my video, but this is me teaching someone else how to do this, or overseeing it rather. And so one of the points I wanted to make here, which is real simple, I'm seeing the person that I'm instructing right now struggling a little bit just to get this cotta key out. First, on the back side of the cotta key, you want to make sure you get all of the bends out of it, right? So you can remove it. This counts for any cotta key. Take the butterfly piece, bend them both back together, straighten them out with your needle nose or pliers, whatever you're using. And then after you've straightened them out, if it still doesn't want to come out and it's binding, then take the wrench and put it on that nut right there and try to loosen or tighten that nut to get the hole open and exposed. In other words, open this clamp up right here by moving this nut either clockwise or counterclockwise to be able to slide this cotta key out. These are little tips and tricks along the way that may save you from trying to go buy a cotta key or breaking this one off, or going to the resort to going into the miscellaneous drawer if they still have them in people's houses, and getting a damn tack or a nail and bending it over to make it work. So to get you to stop all of that, take the time to take out the cotta key properly. All right, so we got the nut loose. Let's see, what size was that? 19 millimeter worked. 19 feels a little on the loose. I guess 19 millimeter. You're gonna have to check it yourself, but it's in the same ballpark as that size. And we loosened the nut and left about 5 to 10 threads on, not 2 to 3, 5 to 10, so that we can pop this loose using the tool right here, which we're going to set up there like that on top, slide it in, not to damage the boot, the grease boot, and then put it in its place, right about like that. Look, see that? Now that's on and that's ready to be worked. We're going to put that nut right around there and tighten that up right there. And that's about where we want it. And then we're going to leave this nut still on there for a reason, because we're going to turn the wheel back the other way so we can spin that tire out of the way on the driver's side so that we can access the bolts for the steering box. And that's one of the reasons. And then we'll take this off after. All right, let's get to it. All right, and just as a guest in this video, I'm going to try to do this myself just right here just to see if it pops loose with one hand on the recording device and the other hand on the damn wrench. All right, now when it gets really tight like this, I don't like to keep going. I could have done this with an impact. I could have done it many different ways. I like to tighten it up real tight like that and then stop and then tap on it. So I'm gonna get a hammer and I'm gonna tap on it right here. And then if it doesn't come loose, I'm gonna tap on it right here, lighter, a lot lighter, because I don't want to scuff up my puller. Nothing yet. Well, I guess that broke it loose. You heard it snap. All right, so we can take our puller off there and see that our pitman arm's a little on the loose side. All right, that's loose.
Let me turn the wheel straight, right?
Turn it back the other way so that you can access these bolts, right? Because now it's time to access the bolts to the steering box. So, yeah. Go ahead, turn your wheel. Oh yeah, see, you couldn't have taken that pitman off easy. You couldn't have removed that pitman arm from the... Yeah, what's that noise?
I don't know. I'm feeling it through the steering wheel though. It's under the truck.
Yeah, it's the pitman arm. Okay, got it. It's because we took it loose. It's binding and making a popping noise. All right, that's good. All right, so now we're able to get to the bolts. I'll show you how. Right. Let's see. Okay, so the wheel's cocked out here, and there. So we don't have to take the wheel off now. And there's our steering box, right there. There's our lines. We can even get to those. Look.
Nice.
So you might have a rubber skirt hanging down here. You just lift that skirt up and go in this way, and you'll see. And yeah, you can even remove the steering linkage from right here. Look, that's the steering knuckle, steering U-joint right here. See? So you could remove this right here too.
All from the fender.
All from the fender well right here. That's great. And then right here's your lines going in. 1, 2. And there's 2 different types of pumps that, steering boxes they try to sell you for this vehicle. And one of them has a much longer shaft than this, and the lines are on a different side, so you really can't confuse the two. But the one I'm doing right now is the most common. And go to the beginning of the video for reference for the part number of it, the reman, and you can just cross-reference from there. But yeah, so you got this 4 bolts here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to remove them. And then first we're going to, of course, get all these lines and stuff off, and we'll get into that in a second. The main mechanic today is still working on what size wrenches and stuff like that, so we're just going to walk around the vehicle a bit just to kill some time and add a little bit to the video. I think it's about time for some new tires. These mud grips aren't doing very good on the highway. down to about 30% left. I guess we'll get some all-terrains next time. It just doesn't pay to be able to have, you just don't go off-road enough, almost in any vehicle, to have MTs.
I have sides.
Do what?
We have sides on those lines. 17 and 19.
17 and a 19 millimeter for the lines?
Yeah, they fit perfectly.
Yeah, let's take a look.
It'll be 19 on the bigger one and 17 on the smaller one.
Can I see it from the top side here? Kind of looks like I can.
That's a 19.
Hold on. Where are we?
So, 19 right here.
Okay.
And 17 right here.
Gotcha. All right.
You might want to take the 19 off first because then it'll make it easier to get to the 17.
All right, we'll get at it. Let's see what's going on. I'm going to get one of these guys off of YouTube to come over here and do it. Righty tighty, lefty loosey.
Yeah, so I'm spinning that way.
There you go. I'll be damned.
Spinning the whole line, huh?
Well, that's a rubber line. Kind of seems like maybe you shouldn't do that.
Yeah, not too much.
But at the same time, I can remove this line from up here, and you can just spin the whole damn thing.
Where's it run up to? The box?
Yeah, this is a soft line. Look, it comes all the way up to the reservoir here.
Oh.
Let me zoom out. So your one line goes to the reservoir, to the front of the, I would call that the front of the steering box, the gearbox, steering gearbox. So, yeah, straight to your reservoir.
It might be best to take that off the box then so we don't leak and break.
So so you don't tear the rubber up. Go ahead and remove it from the reservoir. I'm pretty sure there's not a whole lot of pressure on that. You know? All right, yeah, push that down on the thing and I'll try to grab it here. Pull it down here. Now you gotta manhandle the whole fucking thing. Smash it all the way toward the back. Then manhandle the fucking clamp down.
Gotcha.
Well, never mind, the fucking clamp is already sideways.
Yeah.
Okay. There you go. Busted somewhere in the forehead. Let's see. All right. Now, I'm not going to try to take this line out. I'm just going to let you spin it. So free spin it.
All right.
I don't want to unroute this line. I want to keep it routed wherever the hell it was. Go ahead, spin it, and I'll spin the tail of it here. All right, folks, we'll come back. You'll get gray hair by the time we finish this shit. All right, so this is your rubber line, right? So see it here, then it goes to rubber. It's just a damn rubber hose. That slipped right on the reservoir right there, in case you want to know. You know, this is obviously not a high pressure situation, but if this is not secure, you'll lose all your fluid. All right, so we're just gonna stick it up here, right next to the clamp, the original clamp. All right, get to the metal line now. Let me zoom in here. You get it loose?
Yep.
Which way did you turn to get it loose so nobody knows? Nobody thinks
Right,
it's fucking reverse threads.
regular threads. So lefty, loosey, righty, tighty.
So you lefty loosey did it? You did it? Good. I can't see where the fuck. All right. Yeah. Good. So if you slow like this mechanic is right now, taking this off, you might want to remove your tire from under the fender well and then crawl up underneath there, and you'll have more room to get to this. You can see how well coordinated this guy is. I mean, he's hitting the mark every single. Well, not right there, but you know. See? This is fun, man. I ought to do this shit more often. Watch people do this shit, because then I don't have to do it. I imagine that's what assholes who comment on here on YouTube are like. You know, they're just sitting here watching the damn video, and so they comment, and they're like, "Yeah, you know, I would have done it like this," or "Why didn't you watch out for that?" or "This video sucks because fill in the fucking blank," right? Because I got a small penis, so this video has to suck, kind of thing, you know. Um, it's kind of cool to put this information out there so that folks learn how to do this stuff on their own, and it's even funner to watch other folks talk about it.
Can I put a millennial term to it?
What?
Getting butt hurt.
Getting butt hurt? Is that what you? Is that what these? Well, what does Generation Z say? What are those? Those are factoid fuckers, huh?
I have no idea.
All they do is factoid shit all day long.
That's my generation. I have no idea.
Y'all factoid everything. Y'all want every single thing explained to you exactly the way that it's supposed to be, to the point where you want to know where Jesus came from.
Yeah.
Y'all want to know how God got here and exactly how the planet got started and exactly what mathematical equation was involved. You geniuses today, boy. I swear. All right, so that's a metal line, folks. Let me zoom out back in. This is a metal line, and it's sitting up there. So my advice to you on that one is do not bend the mother. Don't bend it at all. Pull it straight up, just a little bit off of the steering box, and then leave it at that. Because if you bend that line, you know how hard it is to straighten and get those threads started to put that fitting back on. It's a nightmare. All right, so that's a word of caution to you. So that was what, a 17 mil?
Yeah.
All right, good. All right, let's work on this linkage here. Well, we're gonna see if we can split it. You need to turn the steering wheel a little bit so we can see where the top of this is, if there's a nut on it or whatnot.
Yeah.
And then I'll film for people to see right here. Somebody who's doing this job themselves. Try turning it toward the passenger side. Just a little bit. Go ahead. Any day now, sausage head. What the fuck's going on? Steering wheel locked? Okay, figured out how to work the ignition? Good. All right, oh, stop. All right, looks like a nut. Typical. Yeah, that's fine. Leave it there. I'd say leave it about right there. Okay, so if you have to, you can remove that bolt right there, and if you have to, you can stick a, you know, like a screwdriver or a wedge in there. Just hit it just a little bit so you can spread that clamp and then pull back on it, right? All right.
12.
What's it look like, 12?
It looks like a 12. It's kind of...
All right. So
11 and 10 millimeters, kind of a weird size drill, though.
So what are we looking at?
Yeah, we're looking at a 12.
12 mil?
Yeah.
Okay. So which way is loose? Down?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll move out of the way.
There we go.
Good. You got it?
Yeah.
Okay, shouldn't be on there very tight.
It's not.
Okay. So you're going to have to remove that bolt. That's going to come out. And then you're going to try to wiggle and pull that off its splines. Its splines there that are holding that on, and you're gonna have to try to pull it off. You see that rubber boot there? Yeah. All right, I'll let you do this, and then we'll come back to when you get it off. Now, obviously, one of the hard parts is going to be is when you put this back on, just getting aggravated with it and trying to line up the steering wheel. And this is where you're going to put the wheels straight. And I have another video on how to do that on a Ford van, but we're going to do that on this later. We're just going to align it the manual way. All right, so we are going to put our screwdriver in here, and I got my hands on this now and see how tight this thing is. All right, let's see. A little mud in there, a little dirt. Got a rubber boot here. I don't want to destroy. There we go. Look.
Oh, there we go.
Okay. As you can see, I'm not prying that much. Okay. So we have got the splines coming out already. I mean, the piece coming out of the splines already. So and we just remember when we look at my little U-joint. See that?
Yeah.
I don't like when there's play in there.
Is there playing that you joint?
A little bit. I don't like that. Let's see. This stupid boot here is keeping us from pushing this thing upward, you know? It's gravity pushing downward. Look at this boot, how destroyed it is. So what I could do at this point is just leave it halfway off like this and not take it all the way off and just undo the steering box.
And let it drop off?
Not let it drop off. You kind of move the steering box down and then you pull back against the splines. Of course, you risk it binding on you and making it more difficult. And if that's the case, you just put it back up and put a bolt back in the steering box. So these are your options. Now you could just take a big wrench, put it on here like this, use your gap, and pry it off completely. Almost. Or you could, see how, look, it's 90% off. Look. See? Or
Almost there.
2 fucking wrenches. Like this. 19 and 18 and 19 mil on here. And do that. Look, put the 2 wrenches on there and pull them apart from each other. Boom. Now it's off. Now you can check this little U-joint right here. See? I don't really feel any play, and that's what I was worried about. You know, when the steering wheel has a little clank clank to it, it's either steering box, tie rod ends, drag link, or that. And I don't really like when that gives you problems, that U-joint.
Steering rod.
Well, you could just lose your steering on the interstate, right? And go in any direction.
Right.
Yeah, that sucks. All right, so I only say that because I knew it happened to somebody one time. So I knew somebody it happened to. Because I was in the fucking back seat.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and a bunny bread truck picked us up after we smashed all 4 corners of the car in on the interstate doing 70. So, all right, let's get these bolts out. What are these? Did you see what size they were?
Not yet.
Well, you're taking too long. Let's see. What is this? 16 is obviously through 2 sizes smaller than that at least.
14?
Probably. Here's a 13, 15. 15, no. 13. Obviously it's a 14. All right.
Feels like weight.
All right. So what do we got? 2 left?
Yeah. Probably. This one's probably binding.
Sure it is. The weight of the entire unit is bearing down on those last two that you're removing. Is the nut off?
That's off, yeah.
Oh, okay. So you're just trying to get it out that way? No, you just pry that out.
So far, the bolts are the same size.
Yeah, I understand, but using the threads to thread itself out of a smooth shaft, a smooth bore, is not really appropriate. You pull that out, pry it out. And you don't really have to pry it out, actually. You can leave it in and just move the unit off of it a little bit. Understand?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, just slide out. Okay.
Correct.
Right there.
Look at about 60. Oh yeah, well just reduce your weight. Alright, this should be the moment of truth here. Got that out. You got that one last bolt. See if you can wiggle that bolt out. Or out of the way, rather. Just pull it out of the frame a little bit right here. Yeah, it comes out. Just pull it off. See? Yeah, there's a lesson learned there. Lesson learned is loosen all four bolts first to see if any bind. To reduce the chance that any one of the bolts actually bind. Right?
Gotcha.
Alright. So put both hands on it, on the unit, and see if you can shake it. There you go.
Just one hand, yeah. So far, the only thing holding on is that pitman arm nut.
Oh, okay. Remove the pitman arm nut that we left on. A couple of turns. Should be able to do that almost by hand.
There we go. Off.
Okay. Now, obviously, don't let that thing bust you in your mouth. Did you detach the pitman arm?
It's about to fall off right now.
Yeah, just move the whole steering linkage. There you go. Well, the mechanic himself is going to have to actually remove the radiator hose. So the lower radiator hose, obviously not on the actual radiator itself, but on the engine side, remove the radiator hose and then bend it out of the way. You know, just bend the rubber out of the way a little bit and drop it down below, and then it should come out. But everything obviously is compact back here, so it's hard to get to. So, okay, it worked. Removing the radiator hose allows you just enough space to be able to get this out. So here's the steering box, and it's out, and you can see what kind it is. The ones that are different have this. This is different. It's longer, and I think the box itself is more expensive. Yeah, and there's your two ports, and that's important, which way they face and what the alignment is. And yeah, that's about it. So let's get the new one. Bring the box over here. We'll unbox it over here so that we can have this thing unboxing on video. There. Let's open it, see what we got here. Shit. Alright. Stuff. Instructions. We don't need instructions. Alright, let's see. Put this thing down, face it the same way. Push this thing over, please. Thank you. There you go, bag it up. Alright, here's that new thing. Alright, now obviously, just the way it goes. We got these here, splines here. Now I think what we want to make sure is that we can put this pitman on exactly the same on this shaft. So we want to make sure that that's correct. I think that's probably the most important thing. So what we need to do is get an idea of how many times we can rotate that pitman on, or yeah, to what degree it can turn. So let's find out. Turn that pitman on. Let's see how many times it can rotate.
Disgusting. Might have reached the end.
That's the end.
Yep.
Okay.
And,
So up is the end, all the way to the right. Which way is that?
down all the way. It's
Is that it?
It's giving me some resistance going down.
that
Yeah, that's
all of it?
probably it. Yeah.
All right, so go all the way up.
One. About there too.
All right. Try to go again. Let's see. All right, go back up. Sounds like shit. All right. So right about here would be in the middle. That would be in between everything right there. Correct?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that's kind of confusing, but all right. Let's see. What kind of splines we got here? Oh, look, we got these 4 notches right here.
Like the
Notch,
collar.
notch, notch. Right, so this thing can go on quarters out, right? 1,
Right.
2, 3, 4. So we want to put it just like that one, kind of facing that way. After we stick it on here and rotate it up and then down and then in the middle. We say that's how it goes.
Right.
So that way, you know. To some people, this may be a no-brainer, but hey, we're kind of stupid over here sometimes, so we got to figure this out ourselves. Because I don't really want to try to do this more than once. All right, let's get this pitman arm off. So we're either gonna need a sledgehammer and whack it, or what size is that, by the way?
1.25 inches.
1.25 inches. I'm sure that's a metric nut. Does that fit it really good?
Fits it really, really good.
All right, so 1.25 inches, Craftsman. All right, we'll get this off, and then what are you gonna do? That way? You're gonna stand on one end and then jump on the other one?
Try to hit it, maybe.
Hit it.
Yeah. To go loose.
Yeah.
Can you do that?
Hit it with what?
A ball.
I wouldn't suggest hit it right away. I mean, I'd rather stick a socket on there and use an impact than beat on my wrench.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. All right, so we got that loose without an impact. What you did was situate the wrench downward like that, and then jump on the whole apparatus, and it broke it loose.
Professional.
Well, without damaging any, tools or breaking out the impact. We haven't used an impact so far. You haven't used an impact this far, right?
Nope, I hadn't.
All right. Good.
All wrenches and a socket.
We need to eventually do some more videos without using an impact. I mean, that's how I started, with no impact whatsoever. Ooh, man, is that
Rust.
rusty as shit. Oh, that's not going to be friendly. Look at that shit.
Now we gotta get it off.
All right, where's that big puller at?
Right over here.
Give me my puller. Let me see if that even tries to go on there. Try to put it on there. I know on the Econoline it wouldn't even touch it. The space was too.
Wait, yeah, almost.
Almost won't cut it.
Not really, no. Yeah, it's ending on the output shaft.
Yeah, the output. That's enough, dude. The output shaft is too. How much wider is it? Let me see.
Much wider.
Much wider?
Yes, enough to where it only fits on that much.
Yeah, well, that's not going to work, is it?
No.
Okay, well, what are our options?
We have a. How strong is a harmonic balancer puller? Not strong enough
Harmonic
for
wheel
this.
balance, what?
Harmonic wheel balancer puller.
Well, what is it? not
A crow's foot, I mean, sorry.
Crow's foot won't. How are you going to use a crow's foot on that? What are you going to screw to?
Yeah, true. Unless you put a middle bolt there and
You can't.
two there.
You can't use a crow's foot. You need a channel type puller like that one. A C shape, channel shape.
Gotcha.
So, yeah. So we can either modify that one by making that space open a little bit by grinding off each side with a grinder, or
We have a ball joint puller, or is that too small? Ball joint puller is too small, right?
a ball joint puller is not for that same.
Type of.
No,
Gotcha.
you can't. Yeah, you're just missing all over the place, man. You all right? So, all right. Yeah. So we're gonna have to tap that thing off, I think, or we can try a couple of other things. Did this come with a nut? No, it didn't, huh? Well, they cheap as shit over there at the auto parts store, and then we charge you $500 for this fucking thing, and don't even give you another nut with it. They're so cheap, and then they mark this thing up so bad. You know, I can go online and buy this thing for $300, even with an iffy seller, and this is fucking $500 to get a warranty on it. That sucks.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So the idea is to hit it hard enough. What exactly are you doing? All right, yeah, okay. The idea is to hit it hard enough to shock it, try to shock it loose, like right there. Sorry. Let me see. Right there, like that. Move your hand. Okay, and then on the sides again, like that.
Gotcha.
Then flip it over and hit it in that other side like that. But do not scuff up that. All right. So we got it off. There, it's off. See. So what we did was hold this thing that way downward and just beat right here on the pitman arm, right there. Beat it a few times and it came off. It's great. Now we need to figure out which way this goes on. So let's take the pitman arm and put it over here on this one. Move that one out of the way. Obviously, a clean work environment is important. So it's going to make it much more pleasant to sit underneath the truck. All right, so now you should be able to rotate this thing up to here, if I remember correctly, and then past here, right to there,
Right.
down low, and that's it. And this should be set. That should be the right setting.
Yeah, we need to remove these plugs first,
You do? Okay.
so we can move the steering box.
Jeez, I wonder if it comes pre-filled with some oil.
Just moves.
Okay, looks like we're going to pause with some needle nose to remove those caps. You know they have threads. Maybe you should try unscrewing them. Think?
Okay.
I'm just guessing.
No, but it certainly makes it easy.
Sure.
Those O-rings, are we gonna need them?
No. No, the other ones are compression fittings.
Oh, wait, still tight.
It's tight, or does it not work? Hold on.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Do it slow. Good. Okay, where are you?
End. I just about it end.
Good. All right, go back the other way. I mean, I'm pretty confident this is the correct way.
All right, end it there.
Right. So go back to the middle and leave it there. That's good. Right about somewhere in there. All right. So you put the nut on, and then that's it. And call that, what it is. Nut and washer. Right there. Maybe we can clean some of this shit up right after this out here.
Yeah.
It can't feel nice crawling underneath there. Especially not when you look like that and that and that. So So yeah, this is the importance of a clean work environment, folks. For those of you that think I'm too hard, this is the way that I learned, and it worked. So. What's the matter?
Bottoming out.
Was there paint on those threads?
There is paint on those threads. I'm trying to see if it's paint. I mean, it's been in a pretty good bit.
How many threads did you get it on?
See,
Let me see the nut.
starts right
Take
there.
the nut off. Flip it over, show it to me. Now flip it back over the other way. That looks like the side that it was on right here.
Yeah.
So put it on that way. See if that changes things.
All right, on.
No?
No.
Okay, that's fine. Tighten it up all the way. Obviously, threads are a little, or
There we go. Yeah, it went.
you have
If
a
it was-
locking tight nut, or
Paint on the threads.
you have that marking paint that they put on threads from the rebuild factory. Why does that seal look offset in there?
Ooh, yeah, it does, doesn't
The
it?
seal look busted in there? It's kind of offset shit.
It looks kind of offset.
Wow, I wonder if that's going to dump fluid all underneath the truck.
I hope not. That's the main complaint with that one right there.
Yeah, huh?
Which, by the way, we can probably inspect it and see what exactly was wrong.
I guess we could, huh?
Yeah.
Boy, let's talk about some quality control here, huh? They really pegged that seal in good. I wonder if I should take my bushing kit, my seal kit that's for putting in an installation of everything, and knock that sleeve in. But
Anything bushing wise?
yeah,
Here, I'm just put that right there for people to see.
man, I sure hope that doesn't leak.
Me too. This is probably just putting on the arm.
Let me see the other one that the fluid was coming out of before we get any further. You imagine paying $500 for something and it fucking leaks because of these douchebags. So that's where yours was leaking right here.
Yeah, the bust right there.
Is there a bust?
No, but it looks kind of
What are you talking about, a bust?
looks kind of scratchy right over there on the inside, right around there. Unless it's just stuff that fell in there.
It's just trash. Okay. Got it on? You gotta torque that thing properly. You know what the torque is for that?
Yeah, what is it?
Jump up on top of it. Put one foot on the back of that. Put your wrench down a little bit more. Yeah, set it to about that pace. Put that heel like right there, and then stand on that one and hold on to that truck. Good. All right.
How many foot pounds is that?
I don't know how much you weigh. So about 165 foot-pounds of torque. All right, take it easy. Don't be smart ass. That's good, right there. That's enough. It's on. All right. Hope you didn't mess your threads up over there. With all that jerking around you were doing. Check it.
No, I don't think so.
Nope. Luckily, that cardboard was saving your ass.
Yeah.
All right. Let's install this shit the way that it came out, right?
Yep.
Up in and out, and then we'll get back to you when we hook this shit up, this stuff all up. All right. All right. So, looks like we have our new one in now, and we are. Let's turn on the light here. Let's see. There we go. Yep. Here's our new one, and let's see. What's going on with our line here? Let me see. Watch it.
A little offset.
Yeah, it's off a little bit. Let's see what's it looking. Move that light, please. That Chinese light is interfering with the recorder. There we go. Yeah, we'll offset a little bit. We just move that line and line it up. And the important part is important way to put that down is not to cross-thread it, is to wiggle the line as you slowly spin clockwise, so that you can get threads started, and then wiggle it, and then tighten up, and then you got something good by hand only. All right, so there's our 4 bolts, and the nuts are on the back side, and the radiator hose is back on, and we just have to hook up our steering wheel in a little while. And we will. Okay, so these wheels they're hooked back up.
Yeah, the lower linkage is back. We got it.
Gotcha.
Drag link linkage.
Drag link is back on. All right.
Drag link linkage.
Yeah. All right. We'll get back to this in a minute. All right. So the picture's still wavering, huh? Because of this stupid Chinese flashlight that I have right next to this one. These LEDs, man, they make these filming on cameras like this. They make them flicker. All right, use the phone light. Okay. So it took 2 of us to figure out that this thing is not cross-threaded. They just have really different threads in this, much tighter, in this new or reman steering box. So it's really difficult to decide whether this thing is cross-threaded or what. But once you're going and you're moving, if it's consistently tight, that is, then the chances are it's not cross-threaded. You just have dirty or different or messed up threads on the actual thing. But if it would get increasingly harder and harder to turn, then that means it would be cross-threaded. And by that time, it's pretty much almost too late. You would have to tap this thing back out or get a thread chaser. All right, here we are. We are tight. All right. So that is the bulk of the work out of the way. All we got to do is reconnect this right here. We're going to turn the wheel back this way originally, which was about right here. We're going to start by putting this thing on. Move that phone back a little. Okay. We're going to start by getting this thing. Where was it? About like this when we did it? At an angle like this?
It was at an angle like
Facing up, or about like this?
It was like that to where I could get a wrench in there.
About
So
like this?
I would say like that right there.
Well, each one of these teeth represent out of whack, so we're going to have to figure out to clean this up a little bit. All right. So, note to YouTube, note to self, note to anybody watching this video. On this particular steering box or gearbox, it seems that if we just align the butterfly right here, which is the gap, I call it butterfly, it's just a space where we'd spread it apart, with the dot that is on this gear, then it put us right back in the spot where we were before. So there's no need to constantly adjust this steering the way that you can on the Ford Econoline steering box. So it looks like we just lined that right back up and it did okay. Now the steering wheel could be 180 out, it could be spun, in different directions, and it could be off. But generally, as far as the little itty bitty splines, if we're in the general vicinity, just line it up with the tit there, the mark, then we're on the money. So that's what we just did, and our wheels are straight, relatively straight, compared to what, the same as what we took off. So let's take a look at the dot I'm talking about here for you people that watch this video. I'm looking for it here. Man, this steering box is all loose and shit. There it is. See that dot right there? Now this one's all dirty. On your new one, it'll be shiny. There's a little dot right there. Line that up with the butterfly, and it might be on for you the way that it was for me. Wait, no, that's not the dot. This is the dot. Jeez, this big one right here. Anyway, that's what we did, and it lined up perfect. Don't ask me how we did it. Maybe we got lucky. Whatever. All right. We'll get back to it and get this thing together and show you that it operates and works. If it doesn't spew fluid out of the shaft where we saw that seal that looks a little cockeyed. All right. All right. So we're all topped off now. Power steering fluid. So we're going to start it up and put the radiator fluid back in, or the antifreeze and water. Then we're going to start it up and turn the wheels and work the air out of the system. Yeah, go ahead. Yep, that's the air. Good. All right. All right. What? Keep turning it. I have it jacked up a little bit. I want you to do it while there's very little resistance. So obviously for safety, folks, make sure that your bolts in all the way for your pin and none of this comes out on you. And like I said, check those U-joints and see if there's not too much play in them or if they're worn out. Now this rubber boot here, almost all of them look like that after this much time has passed. This thing's from 1992, so, you know. All right, I guess that concludes our video. We're going to take it for a test ride, see if it took some of the play out of the steering wheel. That usually is the case with a new steering box. On Ford Econolines, if you watch my video on those, they actually stop wheel wobble because that unfortunately the in play or the play in the steering box is the only way to remove play out of the drag link, because there is no idler arm like a Chevrolet style like this is. Everything relies solely on the steering box and how much play it has in it. So, but anyway, that's our conclusion, and that's our video. Thank you for watching.